Blackfoot Learning Guide. Following a traditional way of welcoming visitors onto their land, the City of Calgary and many other organizations use a land acknowledgement greeting at the outset of meetings, conferences, and other community occasions. It's a way to show respect for the land on which the event is happening. We acknowledge that the City of Calgary sits on the traditional Blackfoot territory of the Siksika, Kainai, and Piikani, and other nations which include the Tsuut'ina Nation and the Stoney Nakoda Nation, the Métis Nation of Region 3, and all those who have made their home in this area. Blackfoot was never a written language. It is an oral language. It doesn't have the same hard and fast rules that written languages have about what is right and wrong. As a result, in conversation, some speakers may say things differently than others, and when written down, there will be variation in how words are spelled based on dialects.
Blackfoot, also called Siksika, is one of two most commonly spoken languages in Alberta. As with any language, it is the door to understanding a culture. The language reflects on a world based on interconnections and relationships. According to the oral history, the Blackfoot and their ancestors have occupied a large territory expanding to now defined as Western Canada for 10,000 years. Today, there are about 5,000 speakers of the Blackfoot language in Canada, but the language is considered endangered because it is no longer a commonplace for children to learn it as their mother tongue. The language has regional variations, but there are also distinctions between Old and High Blackfoot, spoken by elders in their 70s and 80s, or New or Modern Blackfoot, spoken by those in their 40s to 60s.
Almost all Blackfoot speakers today use an English-based alphabet, with letters representing sounds. But a writing scheme invented by a non-Indigenous missionary in the early 19th century uses symbols to represent syllables. As a comparison, the word for sun is written with the English alphabet as Natosi. The 6 letters make up the 6 phonetic sounds, but using Blackfoot pictographs, the word is written in 3 symbols, 1 for each of the 3 syllables. Vowel sounds are written with single or combined letters, A, I, and O. For example, A sounds like the A in father, ah. AA has the same sound but is held longer, ah. AI can have sounds like the A in bait, E in bet, A in bat, or I in bite. I sounds like the I in police, E. O sounds like the O in note, O. OI sounds like the OY in boy, oi. 12 consonants are used to represent Blackfoot language sounds. For example, TS is like the TS in tsunami. Ts. H can sound like the H in hay or the J in jalapeno. Consonants like M, N, S, W, or Y sound like they typically do in English.
Here are a few Blackfoot terms you might hear around Calgary. Mohkinstis, which is a Blackfoot name for elbow, was a name that was given to Calgary because of the confluence of the 2 rivers. Akapiuis was another Blackfoot term that identified forts or also considered many houses, and this was used in Calgary's past. Nitsitapi is a term that we use to identify ourselves as Blackfoot. Also, it means the real people. Oki is a way as to how we would greet one another, and Oki in Blackfoot means hello. Also, the buffalo, we often refer to as Niwa, and of course the dog we call Imita. We often refer to the moon as Kokomikisum. In our way, we recognize and honor Kokomikisum as a grandmother, because that is a very special journey at night, and this is where we go into the journey of dreams. And Mutui is autumn, and Mutui is spring.
Why is it important to preserve the Blackfoot language? Think about the relationship between language and culture. One cannot truly exist without the other. A language carries the values, beliefs, and the customs of a society. It is the vehicle for sharing and preserving traditions. We hope you enjoyed this introduction to the Blackfoot language. To continue learning, connect with USAY and ask about our Blackfoot graphic novels and our Thunder VR game. USAY has many other resources to help you connect with the Blackfoot community, participate in cultural events, learn about Indigenous history, and to become the very best version of yourself. Visit usay.ca to learn more, We look forward to hearing from you.